Hello again, fourth grade. This is our last story we will be working on this year. It's kind of an interesting one. It's an expository text, which means it is full of facts, and it contains text features, which gives you valuable information. The title is The History of Money. Now, I know some of you like to read this on your own, but we do need you to listen to the video because we are going to be doing a lesson along with it and giving you directions. The skill we're working on with this story is main idea, and some details that back up that main idea is what we're going to be looking for. So each heading will have a main idea, meaning that paragraph will be about one topic, and then there will be some details to go along with it. But the entire passage also has a main idea. Obviously, you can tell from our title, The History of Money, that the main idea here is that there are different types of money that the world has used over the years. But let's go ahead and read. Okay, what makes money valuable? If you think about it, a dollar bill is only a piece of paper. You cannot eat, wear, or live in a dollar bill. So why do people want it? Think about the proverb, money doesn't grow on trees. Money is considered valuable because it is hard to get. All right, our first heading is entitled Bartering. Imagine you're a goat herder visiting a marketplace in China in 1200 BC. The merchandise being sold around you ranges from cattle to tools. Suppose you need to purchase a piece of rope. How will you pay for it? The goats you own are your sole source of income, so you would not want to trade a goat for the rope. The goat is too valuable. Instead, you might trade goat milk for the rope. This system of economics is called bartering. But what if the rope merchant does not want goat milk? All right, so our main idea there is bartering is a way of purchasing something. And a detail would be that you trade something to get something else. Like he would trade his goat milk to get the tool that he needed, the rope. Our second heading, early currency. No need to cry over spilt milk. Luckily, you sold some goat milk earlier in the day in exchange for 10 cowrie shells, the first system of currency in China. You hand 2 cowrie shells to the rope merchant and put the rest in your pocket. This is a much easier way to buy and sell things. Cowrie shells are lightweight, durable, and easy to take with you than a goat. The idea of currency is catching on around the world in Thailand, India, and Africa. You decide to save your extra shells until you have enough to invest in another goat. You will be spending cowries with the expectation that another goat will pay off later since you can drink or sell the milk it produces. Taking this type of business risk makes you an entrepreneur. All right, so here the main idea is that early currency was the cowrie shell, meaning years and years ago, the first type of money that we had was a shell, and that's what they used. Now, they came up with that because it was a lot easier to carry around a little shell and put it in your pocket than it was to take a goat somewhere. All right, let's move on. Our next heading, new kinds of currency. If you were at a marketplace in Rome around 900 BC, you might have used salt as a form of currency. The idiom, to be worth one's salt, is still used today. Another form of currency, metal coins, first emerged in China around 1000 BC. Coins varied in shape, size, and worth. By the 7th century BC, coins made of precious metals such as silver and gold became popular in Europe and the Middle East. These coins were usually round. After being weighed on a scale to determine their value, coins were stamped with designs that stated their worth. So now we're getting into new kinds of currency, and your details would be, we moved into salt was used as money, and then after that they made metal coins out of silver and gold, and certain coins were worth more money. Up on our next page, the next one is paper money. Carrying a bag of coins could be heavy. The weight of the coins and a metal shortage are two reasons the use of paper money developed in China in the 10th century. The earliest European paper money appeared in Sweden at the beginning of the 17th century. Italy started to use paper money about 90 years later. Paper money originally presented the gold or silver a person had in the bank. Today, we can tell the value of paper money by reading the numbers printed on it. So after they had the coins, they discovered it was too heavy to carry all those coins around. So in China, they came up with paper money. And then it spread over into Europe, and then Sweden and Italy started using the paper money also. And that paper money represented how much money you had in the bank that you could pay someone. And you know, today we still use paper money. But that leads us into our next heading entitled Modern Money. Can you think of what might be underneath here? Since we already talked about paper money, that's what we use. What would modern money be? See if you can predict that before we read it. Okay. In today's global economy, exchanging money electronically is common. Many people use a credit or a debit card to make a digital transaction. Numbers on a computer screen represent dollars and cents, but no actual paper money is exchanged. As easy as it is to spend money today, saving money is important. When considering spending money, think of the famous proverb, "A penny saved is a penny earned." So our modern money, you don't even need to have the cash. You need to have the money in the bank so that when you use a credit card or a debit card and you put your numbers into the computer, you can buy something. So that company will send you the product you're buying, and they'll electronically take the money out of your bank. You don't need to even hold that cash. That is what is considered modern money. But again, that last paragraph is very important. It's just as important to save your money as it is to spend it all. All right, this is an expository text, so it does have text features, and we just talked about the headings, and underneath each heading is the paragraph with the main idea. But let's go back to the first page because we do not skip captions. On page 424, the caption below that picture says, "A painting of a commercial center in Beijing, China in 1840. So that's kind of what a outdoor marketplace used to look like in China. So I'm thinking there's probably not bartering. It wasn't that old, but they're probably exchanging some products for money. And if we go back to the picture on page 426, the caption there says, "This painting shows a scene from a typical 19th century Italian market." So that's about the same time frame as the one that we saw in China. A lot of outdoor markets. Also on this page, you see that rectangle in the middle entitled Glossary of Money Terms. A glossary is kind of like a dictionary, but it is words that they want to supply you the definitions for that have to do with this topic. So the four that are here, we pretty much talked about when we did the vocabulary lesson, but it is important. You must read all text features. Bartering. Trading by exchanging food, services, or goods instead of using money. Currency. Any form of money that is used in a country. Economy, which we discussed as economics. A system or method of managing the production and distribution of money, goods, and services. And the last one there is a marketplace, a place where food and goods are bought and sold, or the world of business, trade, and economics. All right, and the last thing I want you to look up there, that's just a photograph of the paper money from different countries. If you look at, the American dollar bills on top, but all the ones underneath of it are from different countries. Okay, so now what you are going to do, you are going to go back into Google Classroom, and you are going to work on main idea and details. So this is the story we posted for you entitled American Money. Very similar. You're going to learn some facts, but it's all going to be about American money. And you have your headings: continental currency, a new country, a new currency, honoring American leaders, free banking error, and there you have another text feature. You have a diagram with a timeline, greenbacks, and American money today. Those are all your headings. Then you will answer these 4 questions. What are 2 key details in paragraph 3? And usually a detail is some information you're learning that has to do with the topic of that paragraph. Now, let me show you, when you go back, you know how to count paragraphs. This is paragraph 3. So think about a dollar bill is paragraph 1. The American Revolution cost money is paragraph 2. And paragraph 3 is, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Remember, the paragraph is where you see the indentation. Question number 2. What kind of money was being printed during the free banking era? So you need to go back to that heading, free banking error, and find your answer. Please, no guessing. You are going back into the text to find the evidence to answer the question. Number 3, name 2 key details from the section called greenbacks. So tell me 2 details that you learned about why or what a greenback is. And question number 4, what is the main idea of this whole passage? What was that whole passage about? Tell me in 1 sentence. And remember, you do not include the little details that you've learned. Just 1 sentence that sums it all up. Okay, you will answer those questions in a Google quiz. Okay, good luck. This is your last reading assignment. Next week, we will be working on homophones. And remember, you only have about a week before we start giving grades, so please make sure if you're backed up on any assignments to get them done. Contact us if you have any questions.